Welcome to Territorios Ocultos. Across the world, there are communities whose lives are shaped by nature in extraordinary ways. They freedive deep beneath the sea with a single breath, track animals across vast deserts by reading footprints almost no one else can see, hunt through dense forests using knowledge passed down for generations, and guide cattle across endless floodplains in search of water and fresh grazing land. These are not simply traditions, they are ways of life that have shaped both the body and the mind over centuries. On Territorios Ocultos, we explore the remarkable relationship between people and the environments they call home. From ancient survival skills to extraordinary physical adaptations, each journey reveals how humans have learned to thrive where survival seems almost impossible. But as the modern world reaches even the most remote landscapes, many of these traditions are beginning to disappear. Which of these ways of life impresses you the most? Diving deep into the ocean, tracking animals across the desert, hunting in dense forests, or living side by side with cattle on the floodplains? If these stories spark your curiosity, like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Territorios Ocultos as we continue discovering the world's most remarkable places and resilient communities. One, the Bajau, people of the sea. Between the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia, the Bajau have built their lives almost entirely upon the ocean. For more than 1,000 years, on stilts above the seabed, often far from shore. With no farmland or livestock, their food are shaped by the sea. The Bajau are known for remarkable freediving abilities. Meters on a single breath and can remain underwater for 8. This is not the result of modern training or equipment, but of biological adaptations developed over generations. Larger than those of neighboring populations, helping release extra oxygen into the bloodstream during long dives. Life underwater. Their eyes adjust for clearer vision beneath the surface, and their bodies tolerate higher carbon dioxide levels. When submerged, their heart rate slows. Together, these adaptations allow them to move through the sea with uncommon ease. From a young age, Bajau children many learn to swim and dive before walking confidently on land. Some can already dive to significant depths. This early exposure shaped their deep cultural bond with the ocean. The Bajau's way of life into how humans can adapt to a marine environment. Their life at sea. Two, the Mundari, the cattle guardians. Plains of South Sudan, where the Nile and its tributaries create open grasslands and seasonal wetlands, live the Mundari. This cattle way of life, deeply connected to their animals. Cattle provide food, but they also stand at the center of Mundari identity and daily life. The Mundari are known for covering their bodies of cow dung and ash. This traditional practice helps protect their skin from the intense natural insect repellent in the wetlands. Over time, it has become one of the most recognizable features of Mundari culture, revolves around cattle. The Mundari move with their herds across the plains in search of following the rhythm of seasonal change goes far beyond survival. The animals are treated with care and respect, and young men often spend long periods in strong bonds with the herds they tend. Their way of adaptation to the South Sudanese floodplains. Practices like using cow dung and ash show how practical knowledge can become part of identity. Heat, insects, and the demands of herding in a difficult environment. The Mundari of how a community can build identity, survival, and belonging around cattle in one of Africa's most dynamic wetland landscapes. What do you find most interesting about? If you're enjoying these explorations, like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Dark Planet for more remarkable places and resilient communities. Three, the Hadza, the last hunters. Landscape of northern Tanzania, near the shores of Lake Eyasi, live the Hadza, one of the last communities on Earth that continues to live as hunter-gatherers. Their way of life is a direct connection to how most humans existed for the majority of our species' history. Without farming or raising across the land each day, gathering wild plants, collecting honey, and hunting game using bows and arrows. Their daily existence follows the natural cycles of the groups set out at dawn to search for food, moving through grasslands. What they find is usually eaten the same day, as they carry little and store almost nothing. It requires not only physical endurance, but also an intimate and detailed knowledge of the landscape and seasonal changes. What makes the Hadza particularly fascinating is how their bodies manage energy in such an active lifestyle. For a long time, living this way would burn far more calories than those with more sedentary routines. However, the Hadza actually expend roughly the same amount of energy each day as individuals living in modern societies with their bodies appear to have developed an efficient internal system while reducing long-term stress on the body. The Hadza diet is varied and closely tied to what the land offers. It berries, tubers, baobab fruit, and occasional meat. This natural variety, combined with high levels of daily movement, most diverse gut microbiomes recorded in any human population. The social structure is also distinctive. Food is shared freely whenever it is found, and there are no keys. This emphasis on sharing creates a flexible and cooperative way of living. The Hadza's continued existence provides a rare opportunity was once common to all humans. What is lifestyle and their relationship with the land? Would you like to see more stories about communities? Hey. Four, the Pygmies, children of the forest. Central Africa's tropical rainforests, where the trees rise over 30 meters high and the canopy is so thick that sunlight struggles to reach the ground, live the Pygmies. This name refers to several including the Baka, Aka, and Mbuti, who have spent generations living within one of the most complex and demanding ecosystems on Earth. Unlike many populations, Pygmies are not born begin life at a normal size, but during adolescence, their growth naturally than average. As a result, adults typically stand between 150 and 155 centimeters tall. Stature is not a limitation, but a precise adaptation to life in the dense rainforest. It allows them to move through thick vegetation, climb tall trees with remarkable agility, and conserve energy in an environment where resources. The Pygmies are exceptional climbers. Their feet have developed a level of flexibility and grip that enables them to scale vertical tree trunks with speed and confidence, often to reach bird nests high in the canopy. This is closely tied to their way of life and reflects a long process of adaptation to their surroundings. Beyond their physical characteristics, the Pygmies maintain a deep and respectful relationship with the forest. They do not see it merely as a place to take resources from, but as a living system they are part of. Many communities perform asking for permission and giving thanks afterward. Some groups hold ceremonies involving music and balance between people and the forest has been disturbed. Their knowledge of the rainforest is extensive. Hunt and gather with a level of skill and understanding that has been refined over countless generations. Of life offers a rare look at how human beings can develop in close harmony with one of the world's most intricate natural environments. What do you find most interesting about the Pygmies' physical and cultural adaptation to life in the rainforest? Would you like to see more stories about communities living in dense forest environments? These explorations into unique cultures and extreme environments, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Dark Planet so we can connect places and resilient communities around the world. Five, the Himba, desert survivors. West of Namibia lies Kaukoland, one of the driest and most extreme regions on the African continent. Here, 45 degrees Celsius, rainfall is rare, and the landscape is dominated by vast stretches of arid land with very little vegetation. It is in this demanding environment have developed a complete and highly adapted way of life. Central to their daily existence is a gize, made from a mixture of butter, aromatic resin, and iron-rich clay. Every morning, the Himba apply this paste to their skin and hair. Practice, gize serves important practical functions. And sunlight helps maintain cleanliness in a place where water is extremely scarce and acts as. Because water cannot be used for regular bathing, the Himba instead perform smoke baths, sitting over smoldering herbs that cleanse and refresh the body. Gize gives the Himba their distinctive reddish appearance, which has become one of their most recognizable features. This daily ritual reflects a deep understanding of how to an environment that offers little natural protection. It is a disciplined and thoughtful response to the harsh conditions of the desert. The Himba is equally distinctive. Inheritance of land and cattle follows the male line, while spiritual identity and clan through the maternal line. This dual system creates a balanced framework. Material and spiritual aspects of community life. also plays an important role, and visitors are often received with notable generosity and respect. The Himba have developed a sophisticated system that allows them to thrive in one of Africa's most challenging deserts. Their use of ochize, their smoke baths, and their deep water demonstrate a high level of adaptation and cultural coherence. Their way of life community can maintain dignity, identity, and practical solutions while living in close connection with a demanding natural environment. Six, the Maasai, born to endure. Wide, sun-drenched plains of Kenya and Tanzania, the Maasai have built a life centered around cattle and constant movement. Across vast, open landscapes, where water and grass are never guaranteed, requiring them to travel long distances on foot while guiding their herds. This demanding both their physical presence and their cultural identity over generations. The Maasai are easily recognized by a build well adapted to the heat and openness of the savanna. Their traditional diet, based heavily on milk, meat, stands in contrast to many modern nutritional recommendations. Yet those who continue to follow older patterns of living often maintain that researchers link to both genetic factors and the sheer amount of daily physical activity required by their herding lifestyle. Movement defines much of Maasai life. Following cattle demands endurance, awareness, and a deep understanding. Their well-known jumping dance, performed during ceremonies and gatherings, reflects the strength and agility developed through years. For the Maasai, cattle are more than a source of food. They represent wealth, status, and a central connection to their environment. With their land and animals offers a compelling look at how a culture can remain closely tied to its environment, even as the world around it. What aspects of the Maasai way of life do you find most interesting or surprising? Would you like to see more stories about pastoral communities in East Africa? If you unique cultures and landscapes, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. We can continue exploring remarkable places and resilient communities around the world. 7. The Mursi, bodies of identity. In Ethiopia's remote Omo Valley, the Mursi have preserved one of the most visually distinctive cultural traditions still practiced in Africa. Here, young women stretch their lower lips to accommodate large clay or wooden plates, sometimes reaching well beyond 15 centimeters in width. This practice is not merely decorative. Part of how identity, beauty, and expressed within the community. The lip plate is closely tied to ideas of maturity and value. Significant moments in daily life and community gatherings, becoming a visible statement of belief. Many women also bear intricate scarification patterns on their skin, further turning the body into a canvas that carries personal and cultural. These customs have developed in close connection with the environment of the Omo Valley, where life follows the seasonal rise and fall of the river and the movement of cattle across the land. The Mursi particularly intriguing is how deliberately they have shaped their own visual language over generations. In a region that has remained relatively isolated until recent decades, distinct way of presenting themselves that stands apart from outside influences. The sight of women wearing these plates, a cultural system where physical appearance carries deep social significance. Today, however, this tradition is changing. As the outside world increases, fewer young women are choosing to continue the practice. The lip plates are becoming less common among the newer generation. Visible expression of cultural identity is slowly disappearing. The Omo Valley itself is also transforming, bringing both new opportunities and the gradual erosion of long-held customs. Invites reflection on how different societies define beauty and belonging. What do you think about the tradition of wearing lip plates as a form? Would you be interested in learning more about the communities living in the Omo Valley and how their traditions are changing today? Eight, the San, humanity's oldest bloodline. Southern Africa, in Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa, live the San, one of the oldest continuous human lineages still in existence. Genetic evidence suggests separated from other human populations more than 150,000 years ago. Over this vast time, they developed a relationship with the land. One of the most remarkable aspects of San culture is their mastery. Experienced trackers can follow almost invisible signs across arid ground for days. Speed, condition, and behavior. This skill comes from generations of careful observation, passed down through direct experience. Their language also reflects this connection, with clicks and tonal sounds developed over millennia. For most of their history, hunter-gatherers, moving across the Kalahari with few possessions and relying on their understanding of water and animal behavior. During the 20th century, many communities were pushed towards settled living, restricted from traditional hunting, and lost access to ancestral lands. Today, we gained portions of their ancestral territories through legal means. In these areas, tracking skills and environmental knowledge continue to be practiced.
If we shoot a giraffe, we also collect the tendon.
Generations. Their story reveals the contrast between ancient knowledge of nature and the struggle in times. The San offer a rare chance to witness knowledge systems that have endured for an extraordinary length of time. Their connection to the land do you find most fascinating? If you're enjoying this journey, like this video. And subscribe to Dark Planet for more explorations into the world's most unique places and resilient. 9. The Bodi, the body ritual. Ethiopia's Omo Valley, the Bodi maintain one of the most distinctive cultural traditions found in the region. Each year during the Khan spend several months consuming large quantities of milk mixed with blood and rich foods. Their goal is to achieve the fullest physical form possible. The most impressive size is celebrated as the winner and gains unity. This practice is deeply rooted in cultural values. Among the Bodi, been seen as a sign of prosperity, strength, and the capacity to. In the final stage of the ceremony, participants cover their bodies in white clay and wear special ornaments, turning the event into a. The gathering reinforces community bonds while highlighting this particular expression of identity and status. Life in the Omo tied to cattle herding and the seasonal rhythms of the land. The Ka-El ceremony reflects this connection. During the preparation come directly from the herds that sustain the community. What makes the tradition stand out intentionally shapes the human body to reflect shared cultural ideals. In recent years, however, full participation in the ceremony has become less as younger generations are exposed to new influences and opportunities. Fewer men are choosing to undergo the extended preparation.
The Fat Man contest is held annually to mark the Bodi New Year.
The visible expression of this tradition is gradually becoming rarer. The Bodi offers a striking contrast to many other cultural perspectives on physical form and beauty. What do you think about this tradition of transforming the body? Expression. Would you be interested in learning more about the communities living in the
Today is the day of the contest, and the participants are adorned with ceremonial
This man's got a gas mask on. Very good. Very good. Largest man. This gentleman is calling me. He wants to see.
10. The Moken, sea readers. Between the coasts of Thailand and Myanmar, the Moken live almost entirely upon the water. Their hand-carved wooden boats function as both home and vessel, carrying entire families as they move slowly between islands for most of the year. There are no permanent settlements on land for many of them. With the motion of the sea, and children grow up comfortable in the water, on solid ground. What sets the Moken apart is the depth of their relationship with the ocean. They have developed an intimate understanding of its power. Elders can interpret subtle changes in currents, the color of the water. This knowledge allows them to navigate and anticipate conditions with modern instruments. It has been passed down through direct experience and observation across generations, the sea that shapes how they move through their world. This deep attunement to the ocean has allowed the Moken life that remains closely tied to natural rhythms. Their boats drift with the tides, and their movements follow the seasons and the availability of marine resources. This traditional knowledge now faces increasing pressure. As more families are encouraged to settle on land and adopt different lives, young people are growing up immersed in the old ways of reading the sea. The nuanced understanding that once water is gradually becoming less common. The Moken water represents one of the last living examples of a community whose identity and survival are deeply intertwined with the ocean. The story highlights both the strength of traditional knowledge and the quiet challenge of preserving it in a changing world. For those human life still moves in close rhythm with natural forces, the Moken offer a rare window into a way of living that is becoming increasingly uncommon. As this journey across continents to a close, one clear thread connects every community we have encountered. From the Bajau of the Dinka and Maasai of the open plains, and from the Pygmies of the forests to the Himba of the arid lands, each group has adapted to the demands of its environment. These are not They are living examples of how the human body, culture, and identity can change when people remain deeply connected. Across these journeys, what stands out most is the quiet intelligence within traditional ways of living. Reading the sea, moving through dense forest, enduring expressing identity through the body, all reveal shaped over generations. Yet many of these traditions now face pressure. Modern development, changing economies, and new lifestyles generations to carry old knowledge forward. In many places, the adaptations that once are slowly fading. Dark Planet has traveled to these places not to show relics of the past, but to recognize the value of lives still connected to nature. Their resilience and what may be lost when people move away from the environment. Which community's adaptation left the strongest impression on you? And which place would you like Dark Planet to explore next? Planet. If this journey sparked your curiosity, like this video, share your thoughts. Subscribe as we continue discovering remarkable corners of our world together.